Alright, guys, it's been a while, but I just watched an early screening of Challengers, and I figured I'd talk to you guys about it. Challengers, the latest movie by Luca Guadagnino, starring Zendaya and two white guys I've never heard of. Movie follows two tennis players. The two white guys are tennis players, and Zendaya is in the middle, meddling with their brains. And they have a competition where they're going to compete against each other. They use that as the set piece at the beginning of the movie. And we find out how these two characters came to be in this situation where they're face to face playing tennis. We don't know who is going to win. Luca Guadagnino is hit and miss when it comes to me. I really like his Suspiria remake. Falls apart in the third act, but overall I really like the movie. Call Me By Your Name is good. I don't think it's as amazing as what people make it out to be. And then Bones and All was dog shit. I hated Bones and All. So we have some that I loved, some that I hated, some that are in between. Where does Challengers lie? Well, I will say this movie was going viral because everyone on the internet was talking about how it's the threesome movie. And I'm just gonna destroy all of you perverts' dreams out there. It is not the threesome movie it's made out to be. If you went into this movie expecting Zendaya to be turned into a human rotisserie chicken, or expecting Zendaya to do the pterodactyl, if you know what I mean, you don't get it in this. It's not that kind of movie. There's a threesome scene that is in the trailer, and it's not more explicit than what you see in the trailer, and that acts as a catalyst for the rest of the movie. I just need to put that disclaimer out there because I know a lot of people that are listening are gonna be expecting this to have a threesome galore in it. It is still pretty erotic, just not the kind of gangbang you would expect. Anyway, that's out of the way. What did I think of Challengers? Despite the lack of threesomes, it was amazing. I really like this movie. It was fun. It was great. First of all, it's a lot more straightforward than other Luca Guadagnino movies, especially as of late. Call Me By Your Name is probably straightforward, but then Suspiria gets a little more convoluted and complex in a good way, and then Bones and All even more so. And this is just a return to normal that I think I really wanted from the director. And it doesn't feel like he made the movie. There are some moments, for good or for bad, that feel like Luca Guadagnino did it. But overall, it feels like a very fast-paced, very sharp, well-written sports drama. With some comedy sprinkled into it as well, but overall, just like, it was really entertaining. Performances are great, except one that I'll get into when I talk about the negatives. But the guy who plays the more homeless kind of guy, the schlubby guy, I thought he stole the show. He's funny. He's super charismatic. Whenever he's on screen, it's really fun to watch. Every time he was on screen, like, I could tell the audience had a smile on their face. And the audience was so into this movie. Yes, it was opening night, so you're gonna get people who are, like, super extravagant about the movie regardless. But people were really on edge. There was, like, a scene where something, I'm not gonna spoil, but something really dramatic to the story happens, and just everyone in the audience said, ooh! And that's one of those moments where Luca Guadagnino, like, shined. Because the execution of that scene, it uses, like, an editing device, and I was like, wow, that was effective. But then there's other moments where Luca Guadagnino, he just can't help it. He just got a fucking Luca Guadagnino everywhere. And one of those moments, I am gonna spoil, because it's a bad moment, and it's at the beginning of the movie, is the three characters, all three of them tennis players, are talking on the beach. Zendaya goes on this big, long-winded monologue about, like, do you know what it is to be a tennis player? It's not about the sport. It's a relationship. Just spelling out what the movie is gonna be about, like, right to the audience. And that's kind of the side of Luca Guadagnino I don't like, is moments like those where I'm like, ugh, too much, too heavy-handed, a little too pretentious. But that said, that was the only moment that was like that throughout the movie. Sprinkled throughout are some moments of odd editing where you're like, that didn't quite work, but they're compensated with some moments of good editing where you're like, okay, that was effective. And overall, the story is what really, like, brought this movie a step up for me. Because at some point, you're like, this is the character I'm rooting for. And then at another point, no, this is the character I'm going to root for. And then, no, this is the character I'm rooting for. And your mind is always like shifting directions. And the movie does a good job of like making you like one character 1 second. And then, nope, this is the character you're going to like. And I really felt like Luca Guadagnino was orchestrating all that and saying like, this is how the audience should feel here. This is how the audience should feel here. And he did such a good job at doing that. He really was like an orchestrator for this movie. If I have to give another negative, and this is going to be controversial, but hear me out. Hear me out, guys. The movie would have been better with someone other than Zendaya. Zendaya is a fine actress. I like her personality. I think she's a beautiful girl. If Zendaya walked up to me in a bar, like, I'd be head over heels. My jaw would be on the floor. That said, I don't find her the strongest actress. She has time to grow. She's young. But she has a bit of what I call the Leonardo DiCaprio syndrome. Whenever I watch a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm like, this is a good-looking man, good movie star, okay actor. He'll do the job, he'll do it well, but he won't go above and beyond. Like Killers of the Flower Moon, I was like, this is great. DiCaprio is serviceable. It would have been much better with Sam Rockwell or some other actor like that. And when I watched this movie, I'm like, it's good. I was on the edge of my seat. There's so many nail-biting moments. The final moment is like you're on the edge of your seat with how much suspense there are. And then you're like, Zendaya could have been someone else. Probably a stronger actress. I kept thinking of like a Jennifer Lawrence. Someone who can really pull off that kind of Lady Macbeth kind of backstabbing person who's like pulling the strings of these two marionettes. I kept thinking that throughout the movie. Because ultimately she is supposed to be that Lady Macbeth character. That's like a huge part of the movie, is that she's kind of bouncing between the two guys, and that's why I say that the threesome is a bit more of a catalyst rather than like an erotic thriller kind of device. But yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like Zendaya could have been someone stronger when it comes to that role. I still think she's gonna get nominated in some shit like that. I don't care. I stand by it. That's how I felt. I'll go as far as to say this is the best Luca Guadagnino movie. As much as I do like that Suspiria remake, I think this is a stronger movie. And I think this is his more straightforward movie. This is the one where he's the most restrained, and he's not doing those weird moments that you're like, why? He's very laid back in this movie and taking it chill. I was talking to my friend Jackie. I saw the movie with my friend Jackie, and he said, this felt like a 70s movie. In the sense that, his words, not mine, it felt like every character is morally ambiguous, and you don't know who to root for, but they're just so charismatic to watch that you watch it anyway. And I couldn't agree more with that assessment. That was a perfect assessment of the movie. And I feel like it's the movie I needed right now, because I've been so, like, not willing to go to the movie theaters lately that I needed a movie like this to be like, okay, we're good. Whew. That said, it's no King Richard. King Richard is a better movie. Richard? Ha 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 ha! Oh! That was my impersonation of Chris Rock getting slapped. Alright, see ya guys.